first of all, my hat goes off to him for going 8 rounds with anybody.
Absolutely.
Period. You understand me? I mean, a 58-year old going 8 rounds. I don't care if they're 2 minutes, 3 minutes. A 58-year-old going 8 rounds is out of this world. Number one. Number two, there are things that probably he could have done a little bit more of, or a little bit better had he really been trying to do that. But at the same time, what people don't understand is Jake does have a really good straight right hand and a good overhand right and a good right uppercut. So when you try to throw your uppercut, your right uppercut, being that you're 58 years old, you really expose yourself to be hit with his right hand or his overhand right, which are the best two punches he got. So in my defense for Mike, why would I go out there throwing uppercuts at 58 years old when I know that that's just going to open me up for a shot that he may catch me with and end my night? Humiliation, embarrassment. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I do understand what people are saying, but at the same time, from a boxing standpoint, you got to know those punches. If you throw that right uppercut, yeah, against a young guy, you 58, that's going to probably expose you a little bit more than you want to be exposed right now.
I would agree. You were the last person to fight him in the last 20 years. What did you see different in the fight with against you that you saw versus Paul?
The first thing was the immediate thing that I made note of on the telecast was his legs didn't look the same as when he fought me. And that's not saying nothing bad. I don't know if had a knee. He may have had a knee injury. I'm not sure. And I wasn't saying nothing bad about that. I just said that his legs didn't look the same. Sometimes 4 years could have taken a toll on him, or he could have had an injury. We don't know. Like Mike said, he went through so much stuff, he almost died. So anything could have happened. We don't know, but I can promise you that his legs were not the same. Hence, he was not able to attack as freely and as often as he attacked me. He attacked me pretty much all night long. Had he been that
Right,
same
right,
person then, he definitely
right.
would have beat Jake. So, but because of either the injury or whatever was going on with his legs, something was not right with his leg. And like I said, I hear my commentating partner, I hear what he's saying, but even if you look back at old Mike Tyson fights, I see him with his hands here all the time, but I never seen him biting the thumb of his glove. This time he
Mm-hmm.
biting the thumb of his glove. I never seen Mike do that. Even when I fought him, he never did that. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I hear them, but nah, something was going on
Something
with
wrong.
Mike. I
Something's
don't know
wrong with his
what,
knee.
but
Yeah.
yeah, either he was
Yeah.
frustrated that he couldn't do what he wanted to do because of his legs or something. I don't know 100% what it was, but it definitely was something.
Yeah, I agreed. I hit my group chat, my homeboys after the first round. I'm like, I don't like the way Mike's legs look. He just didn't look sturdy. But I think we're both in agreement overall. This was a huge win for Mike. I think it brought yeah, huge, two different demographics, the 80s and 90s people who love Mike and revere him as one of the greatest of all time, and Jake was able to bring in this newer internet generation who may not know Mike's history, but probably after this probably went back and looked up and saw what he was able to do for this game of boxing and all his greatness. So I think again overall the night was a win. I think the atmosphere was electric. Netflix really rolled out the red carpet from start to finish. From just the red carpet treatment from the airport to the hotel. Once you get there, we were sitting in the first couple rows and everything was free, drinks, food, whatever you needed. I mean, they spared no expense. As someone who's obviously boxed in the biggest surroundings and been at fights, where did this kind of rank as far as the energy and the atmosphere with previous fights you've been around?
Ranks very high for me, and I think maybe even the top, maybe probably the top ones I've seen because you got to think about
Mm,
it. What he basically did is he allowed Mike Tyson to be exposed to the social media frenzy that's going on
yes.
now. Yourself, me, Mike, we came along before that social media
Mm-hmm.
frenzy took place, right? Now that it has happened, most of us feel like we missed it. But Netflix just blessed Mike Tyson to be able to come back by way of Jake Paul and experience and get some of the fruit of this social media frenzy. And that was a beautiful thing to me because had it not been for that, Mike would have been just like us. We just missed it and had to keep going. But
Mm-hmm.
because he was so
Mm-hmm.
great in what he did back then, he was able to come back and still generate that kind of attention on a fight because of what he did in his past. And that's pretty big.
Right. I mean, what 58-year-old is going to make $20 million in what in was it 16 minutes of fight time at the end of the day. So, but I really want to also, congratulate Jake and his promotions. What they've been able to do, they've been able to, we had a meeting before with these YouTube guys that are trying to help us get our stuff together. And he said, before the fight, he's like, the Paul brothers are great at breaking the internet. And that's what they did. They crashed Netflix a few times. It's been the most talked about thing the last few days. But the opportunity he gave Mike, the opportunity and the platform he's giving these women to continue to grow the sport, as someone who is a legend as yourself, do you respect because again, there was a lot of rumbling when he first came on, and I think obviously people are starting to respect him more because he's taking it serious. But what do you think, as someone in your position, the platform he's in, the eyeballs he's bringing to boxing?
My hat went off to him in the beginning because I understood it and I saw it. My hat goes off to him even more every day because each and every day he does something that's helpful, not to just himself, but to other people. To help them women get the kind of payday that they got and that they so richly deserve was a beautiful thing on his part. The fact that he can bring so much and he's sharing it with everybody else. Come on, man. That's what that's what I think life is about. Getting it, bringing it, and sharing it with other people. That's what Jake is doing. Jake is doing exactly what I would think a person like that should do. A person of that caliber should do. If you can get it, share it with those who deserve it. Those women deserve it more than anybody on the planet. So for him to give those women the opportunity, for him to give Mike Tyson the opportunity, it was a beautiful thing to me, man. I'm sorry, but it was a beautiful thing.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings, 4 delicious flavors, an order of large fries for $16.99. Mango habanero, OG hot, and my favorite, lemon pepper. What are y'all waiting on? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now at wingstop.com.